pocket party.
My first manager was Jack Rollins, who was legendary in show business. He handled Woody Allen and Dick Cavett and all the great comedians, Nichols and May in the 50s, and Robert Klein, and then eventually Robin Williams and Letterman, and just all the best comedians.
Amazing.
Was an amazing manager, and he would say, it's not what you do on stage, it's what you leave after you're gone. And that's exactly what you're leaving something for the audience. That connection there. Whereas just jokes don't do that same thing.
I was so pleased to see that you and Matthew Wolfharth, you guys partnered up and wrote a book.
Yep.
That's amazing. Please, I don't want to mess up the name of the book. Can you please say the title of it?
It's 79 Reasons You Might Be a Lifelong Bachelor. It's really 79 jokes that we wrote about our bachelor lives that we were comparing notes on when we would talk every once in a while. And one day I was making spaghetti, and I was breaking the noodles in half to fit them into the pot. Mm-hmm. And I thought, boy, only a bachelor would live like this.
yeah. You start that's awesome. And did you kind of like jot that down? Like, this is an interesting thing that only a bachelor would do. And then
I thought, and then I was vacuuming the entire living room with a dustbuster. And I thought, only a bachelor would live like this. No woman would live.
Yeah, these are and these are the things too. Like if I tried doing some of those things in front of my wife, she'd be like, "What are you doing, Darren? like Darren, come on, just do it the right way, But if you're by yourself, you're like, So they're
exactly right. And then Matt, my friend Matt, is a newly minted bachelor. Got out of a long time relationship, and so we would laugh about the stupid stuff we were doing as bachelors. So.
By the way, he's great. I've known him since my early days of stand-up. I met him in an open mic in the Bay Area at a place called the 94th Aero Squadron, and it was near the San Jose airport. Yeah, and I've known him through many names. I'm sure you have too. Like I know him when I first met him, he was Brian Matthews, and then because I think his real name is Matthew Wolfharth, and then then he went by when he moved to LA in the 90s. Did you know him when he went by the name Buzz Nutley?
That's what I knew him initially as, and didn't realize that was not his real name.
Buzz Nutley.
So I still call him Buzz occasionally, just because it's so ingrained from.
I know.
It was 10 years of friendship before I knew his real name.
Back to the book before we move on. How many books have you written?
This is actually the first one.
Oh wow, awesome!
Yeah, it's a good feeling that it's done, and we learned how to do it, and hired an illustrator and all that sort of thing. It seems very daunting at the beginning, but I have friends that have written books and went, "Oh, okay, there's a way to do it."
Yeah.
So, but it's a little daunting to put it out there, because people may look at it now and like it or not like it. And it's, it's like when you have a new joke in your act, you have no idea whether this is going to work or not.
Yeah, you don't want to be like, well, the first 3 jokes were good, but then there's 89 pages of, And also, I thought it was interesting, 79. Is there a reason you came up with 79 and not 99 or 101? Is there a reason you went with 79?
We decided we would just keep in the jokes we really liked. We probably wrote 140 jokes maybe. And, we would, the first editor came down to, 90 jokes, whatever. And then we kept it going, I don't like that joke. I don't love that joke. And so we just thought, let's just do whatever number it is, we'll put in the best jokes we have, because it's nothing's harder than, it's the same setup. And now there's 79 punchlines. The same setup, you might be a lifelong bachelor if, the only woman in your house is Mama Celeste.
Yeah. Oh, I love the one about the 2 women in your lives are...
your last 2 girlfriends were Alexa and Siri.
Yeah. Probably like for the last 20 years, I'll get a little idea where, I should do 101. I don't know why I just came up with 101. But you're right. There's no rules. I mean, if you got 79, go for it. If you got to, do what you can.
We first thought, maybe we'll just do 50. And then we thought, well, we got more jokes. And, do we save them for a sequel? And I said, no, let's just put them all in the best jokes we have and go from there. So it came out to be 79, yeah. It was 80 right before we published it.
Really? You guys dropped a joke?
We dropped one joke, yeah. Yeah.
I think was it because it was controversial, or is it
no, just didn't seem as funny as some of the others. So
wow, you guys got down to that detail. So did you have that happening? Were those moments? Because I know how comedy works. It's really funny when you first think of it, even when you reread it. But
funny, I just said that to my writing partner Matt yesterday. I said, having gone through these jokes, and you've got to put them on the page in a certain way, and you see the jokes a million times as you're doing it, and you go, oh, is this funny at all anymore? yeah, that's exactly how you feel.
I love what you're talking about with the book. I'm excited to read your next book. Are you starting to tinker around with another idea? Like, if I did it once, I can do it again.
Today's is just this is the day we published it, so we haven't gotten quite that far yet. But someone on Facebook already suggested that because we were going to put the book out on Valentine's Day, but we missed that. We forgot about that date, and so we missed it. And someone said, well, maybe the next book could be about procrastination.
Oh, I like that.
But I don't think we have anything planned at this point.
99. Oh yeah. See, here you go. Something like 99 or whatever. 79 reasons you're a procrastinator. Then maybe in parentheses, like this book was supposed to come out 20 years ago.
Right. And every page is blank.
Yeah. That's awesome. And then you found an illustrator. Now, did you find? I found this. Whenever somebody will illustrate one of my jokes, it just makes it even funnier.
Mm-hmm.
Makes it better. So that's something that I would say that probably it adds to the book, right?
It is, but it's funny that out of the 79 jokes, not every joke really lent itself to being illustrated. So we ended up with, there's maybe 8 illustrations in the book. There's not a lot, just because the jokes just didn't lend themselves. It didn't add anything to the joke. Yeah. In our case.
Jimmy, in closing, first of all, I want to say big thank you for coming onto the podcast.
Thank you, Darren.
You're welcome. If people are watching this, thank you. Leave a comment on YouTube and tell us what you thought. And if you want to listen to a previous episode with Jimmy Brogan on the Pocket Party podcast, he was on. It was somewhere in between episode 50 and 100. I'm not sure, but it was somewhere in there. I wish I knew, and it was great. That's when I got to really know that you were, about your sitcom, that you were, you were on Happy Days, like all that great stuff. Yeah. And it was fascinating. You've had a great long career and you continue. And it's interesting seeing how, what a comedian can do as time goes by. Like they write books, they perform, they act on television. What they, we haven't even. Next time we'll talk more about your years at the Tonight Show. I remember looking at some YouTube clips, and I'm like, oh, these are hilarious. Like some of the stuff you would do, like Man on the Street, and the.
Oh, thank you. Those were fun.
You're the best, Jimmy. Have a great day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Darren, very much.
You got it. Bye-bye.
Take care.
We're done with this interview.
How great was that? The great.